Good morning. This is meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop update for Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. Nailed it. It's been a few days since I've nailed it, and I refuse to go back and edit it. I will acknowledge my flaws. Alright, so things we're going to talk about today. We're going to dry out from yesterday in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. We are going to reload the atmosphere and messy Thanksgiving travel and some unmentionables to talk about in a few moments. Let's jump in and see what we got going on. Alright, I want to talk a little bit in terms of long-term picture, more so than just today, tomorrow, day after. Model guidance continues to paint an interesting picture as we open the month of December. An active southern branch along with blocking. That might be some opportunities for snow, at least for the northeast area. Here's the Euro height anomalies late next week, so I put that note on there that if you're in the interest of an East Coast storm, this doesn't look so bad. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't look so bad. It's an interesting setup for next week. It's going to be active, especially with that southern branch of the jet, and we'll look at that in a second. The trough in the east. It's a matter of, will that go negative? Will it be positive? There's blocking in the North Atlantic, some cold air to tap into, so let's see if these things will come together mid to late next week. Regardless, if it comes down in the form of wet precipitation or rain, that'll help with the drought in that area, so that'll be good. Some sprinkles or a few light showers possible tomorrow afternoon as we enter the holiday weekend. Could be some sleet pellets, flakes in the colder hill towns. Don't expect much precipitation. Most of it will hold off until Thanksgiving, where most of the area, especially south of that line I just created, we'll see a lot of showery activity for Thanksgiving. Not a washout, but not a nice day. Some other areas of interest for the country are well, before I go there, no, let's go there. Supercell threat appears legitimate across northwestern and northern Oklahoma today with initiation around 5 p.m., likely near the Woodward area. Large hail will be the main threat with the lower level jet pushing east. A bit of the storms. Tornado cannot be ruled out. Large hail is likely in that area. So, just keep all that in mind. Back to long term for next week and the pattern for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. This pattern's really worth watching heading into next week. Like I said above, there's an inside track 1-2 punch frontal wave producing 5 to 7 inches of rain across the White Mountains. Big concerns if that happens. GFS it's further east with the same 1-2 punch, but the rain first, then interior snow. There's just a lot of uncertainty 7 or 8 days out, but there's a lot of things that are indicative of it being very wet next week, especially in the areas that definitely need it, which is basically this whole area right here. And you can even piece it back out, but very important that we get that. On Sunday, a high wind event raked parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, and nearby states. There were 465 damaging wind reports. A gust of 79 miles per hour was located near Lorain, Ohio, and 76 in New Brunswick, Ohio. This is the wrong graphic there. I apologize. I was reading the wrong slide. Essentially, this is the upper level pattern that I wanted to look at, and we can pull it back down here as well. The East Coast interaction of the north and southern jets. We're looking at the jet stream here. I'm just seeing the big trough, right? The big ridge out west, the big trough out east. And what this does will give us sort of, whether we're going to have some snow or not in those big cities, or somewhere in the Northeast, rather. I don't want to go out there giving predictions yet, but back to this. You have the interaction of the north and southern jet. Resultant is a big dip, and it's possible that it drives a storm into that area. So again, the precip type is TBD, which is something to keep your mind on because it keeps showing up and all the pieces are there. So it's just a matter of will it fit. This is why I got confused. I apologize. I wanted to talk about the severe weather a little bit more. This goes back with what we were talking about with the possible hail today. So again, severe thunderstorms are possible today and this evening in Texas, Oklahoma, southern Kansas to the Ozarks, the Mid-South, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas regions. Large hail, severe wind gusts, the primary hazards. Sorry again for getting that crossed up. And the final thing, sadly, there is some tropical things to talk about. There's a spot in the Atlantic just east of Bermuda. National Hurricane Center has given it a 30% chance of acquiring subtropic characteristics. Forecasts move northeast. It presents no threat to the U.S., but it's still there, and we need to talk about it, so we will. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. This is a long one. Enjoy it. Meteorologist Steve Krasnowski. Have a great Tuesday.